and believed the first answer that came up, to be honest. I know I shouldn't do it, but Google's like a trusted website.
And in East London, where conspiracy theories are quickly raised.
There was a documentary about this guy. He does his own research, finding out that in one of the FBI, you know, the building that got hit by a plane. Apparently, it was not a plane, it was a missile from the army.
Some pupils are internet savvy, others fall foul to the problems the think tank says are common. Demos brought together existing research and surveyed 500 teachers across England and Wales.
Teachers are increasingly finding that their pupils are bringing into the classroom conspiracy theories, misinformation, propaganda that they found on the internet. And what I think that means is that young people aren't really being taught enough about how to critically assess and evaluate the information that they're finding online.
Demos want digital judgment to be a core part of the curriculum. They say teachers need the training and resources to do that, and they want parents to encourage their children to think more critically about the information they're seeing on the internet.
I think we sometimes harbour too much on the negative aspects of the information that's available to them, and less of the fact that it's been actually quite a liberating experience for lots of children to be able to have that access to information.
And they've come away believing they've been attacked by a vampire.
At the end of the session, pupils are shown a faked news report about Fox attacks. Even the more internet-aware fall for it before being told it's a conspiracy theory. There's little debate over how influential the internet is on young people today. How negative that can be raises further questions.
A report has been released today by a think tank called Demos, and the title of the report is "The Power of Unreason, Conspiracy Theories, Extremism and Counter-Terrorism." Yeah, and it's a 55-page report, talks about various conspiracy theories, talks about why people believe them, why they spread, the danger of these conspiracy theories, and then it goes on to, like Cass Sunstein in his essay, how to combat them and fight them and neutralise them. Now the report's quite worrying because one of the central points is that belief in conspiracy theories could lead to violent acts. Several times in the report it links conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists to the potential for violence, and I think that's very worrying. You know, all the way through this report there's reference to terrorist organisations like Al-Qaeda and really violent neo-Nazi groups, and it's a definite attempt to, you know, blacken our name and to smear us and to make us all out to be potential terrorists, potential murderers, which, as you know, I've consistently spoken out against violence. And I know that most of you also believe non-violence is the way forward. So that's a really worrying aspect to this report. Now also very interesting is the ideas that they suggest for combating conspiracy theories. Now the first one is to invest money in educating the young, to actually start educating children in schools about how to critically think and how to use the internet and which sources to believe and which to dismiss. You know, I'm all for critical thinking, but of course what this means is children are going to be indoctrinated to simply accept the line that's put out there by the mainstream media or by official government sources, and they'll be told to dismiss as a crazy conspiracy theory any independent research which hasn't been authorised by the mainstream or by government. So that's a worrying development, and you know, the irony of the people who wrote this report basically advocating propaganda in schools to combat what they dismiss as propaganda really didn't escape me. And like in Cass Sunstein's essay, another recommendation that they come up with is for government agents to go onto the internet and to try and spread doubts about conspiracy theories, to infiltrate groups discussing alternative information like we all do here on YouTube, and to deliberately try and play people off against each other and to introduce disinformation and just to try and turn people against each other and to neutralise these conspiracy theorists. So they really are worried, guys, you know. This is real warfare, and I think we're going to see a massive ramping up of the demonisation of anybody who is into conspiracy theories, and dangerous times. It's times like this that we really have to keep speaking about non-violence, and we really have to make sure that our arguments are credible, that we back up what we say with links to sources, and that we make our arguments as strong as possible. And watch out for these agents that they're sending onto YouTube.
Mrs. Hewitt then outlines the 5 best ways for our clients to meet a minister. Use a think tank.
Now, the think tank and the seminar route, I think, is a very good one and will remain a good one. And so, you know, identifying the right think tank, policy exchange is a good one at the moment, Demos is another good one, and saying, okay, does that think tank already have a relationship with Minister X? Can we invite Minister X to give a seminar on this subject? Your client would then sponsor the seminar.
Right.
You know,
And you do it via the think tank.
And that's very useful, because what you get for your sponsorship is basically you sit next to the minister.
Yes.
The Franco-British Council had hosted a meeting inside 10 Downing Street, that's where the Prime Minister is, attended by a mix of the Cabinet Behavioural team and their French counterparts. Alongside Donaghy and others, a key attendee at the secretive meeting was top French mindbender Professor Olivier Houllier, who works directly within French President Sarkozy's private office. The meeting was instigated by Rohan Silva of the No. 10 Policy Unit, following consultation with the Centre for Strategic Analysis of the Prime Minister of France, with the aims of bringing together experts on behaviour economics from France and the UK, and to seek cross-fertilisation and generation of concrete proposals through open discussion, and to look at the practical applications for the science of behavioural economics in France and the UK in light of the economic crisis. You're really in the world of Orwell. It's all here. It's all here. Readers should be aware that Rohan Silva is senior policy advisor to David Cameron, and he also sits in advisory for progressive conservatism at Demos. Now, it's amazing, the progressive conservatives, one of their main think tanks is called Demos. Now look into the history of Demos, D-E-M-O-S. It was a top Marxist think tank, still is. For those who don't get it, that capitalism, communism, Capcom is the same thing, run by the same big bankers.